Hello, beautiful souls. We're going to have a quick energy update for the Divine Feminine Collective. So, what is rising within Divine Feminine? What is rising? It is fear and lack. Fear of what? Divine Feminine feels the need to always validate that she is on the journey, or he is. Because remember, it's not about gender, it's about the polarity. So the Divine Feminine always needs to confirm. So what they're going to do, they're going to go on YouTube, they're going to go on Google, they're going to go on Reddit. They're going to look for answers in the wrong places. But that's a part of the journey. Know that if you're at that stage, that's perfectly normal. But you have a choice now. You have a choice. You can either stick with the way that your mind and ego or your construct self or your little self feels comfortable with. Or you can choose the harder but the shorter path. Instead of every time giving in to the needs of your mind and ego, you just go, no. I know what to do. I stay as the observer. I don't identify with this. I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done. But it still doesn't change the fact that you have an option. You have an option. And you can. This is like a muscle. This journey is teaching you to master that. Master yourself, really. Because why? Remember all the times you read about awakenings and Buddhist masters or Zen masters of like all the bald guys talk about like how mastering the self, or maybe in ancient Greek philosophers, the man who knows himself, or like, know thyself, or mastering yourself is the way to awakening. And I'm sure you've heard a lot. But this really is the key. Because this journey, it's disguised in a relationship that is a romantic relationship, that is like the love of your life, that is an obsession, that is an addiction, that is a source of deepest grief and deepest love at the same time. And it's like dying 1,000 deaths, and it's still feeling in pain. That's maybe never gonna end. But what actually is happening is your awakening. This is your awakening, your spiritual awakening. So actually what those bold guys were saying now applies to you, to what you thought was just a relationship that needed, maybe some healing, maybe a little discussion, or maybe just some more commitment. But actually, this is not. The one thing that the Divine Feminine does that is actually keeping her in separation with herself and with her divine counterpart is that she tries to cure it, heal it through the physical, through the 3D, the physical world, let's call it. She's trying to see how she can make the relationship work better. Like, she will try to communicate better with the divine masculine. She's trying to be more forgiving, or less something, or more this or less that. She's trying to change so she can somehow control the situation, because the biggest fear is losing the divine counterpart, losing that connection, because it is your soul essence staring back at you. It's where you felt alive. It's in the eyes of your divine masculine, in the arms of your divine masculine, or in the energy of your divine masculine. It will depend from, each and every one of you have a different story. But what happens is, in that moment of that clash, what you clash with that feels like you're immortal is your own soul's essence, is your own divine frequency. So trust me, nothing is going to feel more exciting, better, more comfortable, and more alive, and more like immortal, like life. Death even doesn't exist. That's where you feel multi-dimensional. That's where you feel boundless. That's where you feel so strong and so powerful and so full of light and love and just endless energy. So you really have to treat it like a class A drug, like your favorite drug, because nothing is going to give you that hit like your divine masculine does. And it is the same for your divine masculine. It's just the way you're going to feel it and they're going to feel it is going to be different. And the way they express it is going to be so different. That's why we talk about the mirroring. But I think mirroring can take hours for me to explain. But I really had explained it in detail in my Twin Flame course. So if you're interested, go look it up. And I'll probably make more videos here on YouTube that you can, still access here. But that's why we talk about mirroring, because it's the same. But because you lead this connection, you're the boss here, Divine Feminine. But what happens is, Divine Feminine, when this leading role, when the feminine energy is in the wounded aspect, what's going to happen is it's going to become more of a control, needing to control the outcome, needing to control and manipulate the divine masculine or the situation. But what really is happening is that when you come back to yourself and when you really focus on yourself and you give that light, you shine that light inwards, that's where the healing takes place, and that's where automatically, magically, if you want to call it, or quantum entanglemently, it's going to reflect in the divine masculine. They're going to have a shift. But you can't do it like that. Like, you cannot go, I'm shifting, so let me look how they're doing, and let me look if they're saved yet, or let me go save them really quick, or let me give them that energy they need, or whatever they need to hear, or let me give them the push because they don't see it yet, but I know what they need to do to feel better. No, letting go is key here. You gotta let go. You gotta let go and trust at the deepest level that when you bring it back to yourself, if they truly are you at the soul level, if they truly are your divine counterpart, whatever is taking place in your energy, whatever shift, that's going to happen for them too. But you cannot do it for them. You cannot do it just to bring union with them. You have to be really, genuinely, really, really, really on a different level. But remember, this is a journey. That's why we call it a journey. This is a process. It's not going to happen in a day. I know you want to believe that it can happen in 3 weeks or 2 months or something, but this is a journey. This is a journey. And I really, really hope and I suggest that you enjoy it. Because when the really, really painful part is over, when you start breathing again, when the energy is calmed down and it's a bit like balanced, you're going to start seeing that this actually is the biggest blessing ever, because this is your awakening. This is you mastering yourself. This is you going like that bald guys, but instead of like those bald guys, like going up a mountain and like meditating for 20 years in the darkness, or just waking up with the sun and, living that monk life. Now you have it in the midst of your schedule. Now you have it going to work, having your friends over, or raising your kids, or doing the chores. At first, it's going to be really, really, really freaking hard that you cannot even lift your fingers, and you're going to feel like a bad mom, or like a bad daughter, or bad brother, sister, whatever, bad friend. But trust me, this is shaking you up to wake you up. So, trying to fix this through 3D action, communication, adjustment, it's not going to work. It's going to get you more tangled up in that separation consciousness, relating to everything from that place of being separate, being in lack and fear. So what you really need to do is just trust and let it go. trust that everything is taking place where it needs to take place, and you don't have to consciously be aware of it. You just do the work, which is not actually your work. Okay. So I will end it here. I paused because I wanted to go somewhere else, but then I thought, no, that's for another video. Just if I can give you one thing today, it's that know that trying to fix it on the 3D is not going to work. And that having the trust is just turning your eyes, your ears, everything inward and just going deeper. And the paradox is, as you go deeper on the inside, you're going to get deeper on the outside. But it doesn't work the other way around. So, Divine Feminine, check out my website. There's a Twin Flame course where I poured my heart and soul into everything that this journey has taught me, everything that people I worked with who were going through this journey taught me, and everything the sun and the moon taught me, everything. I put it in there, and that's a very good resource for you. That's a very good tool set, because remember, it is you who's going to do the work, who's going to shift. But it always is a good idea to get help and support, especially from coaches or, find your source that you trust, that you resonate with, because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your gut. Like if this is for you, if I am the coach that you need to work with, you're going to feel it in your gut. So you're going to go type my website and book a 101 or get my course or get my 30-day detox program. And we're going to get really deep into the work, which is not the work. But know that you have everything you need on the inside. It's just a matter of unbecoming, undressing, so you can see the beauty at the core. And I'm here if you need help with that, if you need someone to hold your hand, to be the guiding light, and to be the space holder. I'm sending you so much love, you beautiful little freak, you beautiful, courageous goddess, God. I know it's not easy, but you're not going to believe how much this will transform you. This journey is the biggest gift. You got this. I'm sending you so much love. You got this.